in the pot with the sexiest man on the pot, and I have people ain't taking me serious. All right, I am the sexiest man on Indy pot. Period. And I'm in here today with the creative, the artist, the bad bitch. Period. Janae.
I really appreciate that introduction because it's true.
So, how you been? How's life?
That's a wild question at this time of the year. I'm alive, and that's really all I got for you.
Oh, I don't know how to take that.
It depends on your perspective. I have to constantly remind people that I'm alive so that I don't feel like that I'm dying. That's just really all I got the energy for right now. I'm not really attached to like any one feeling. I'm just here. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
See, she been blowing my mind since I first started talking to her. Like, just with real shit. Just like that. So, Christmas, I kicked in my mind earlier. The year is almost over. Like, we about two Saturdays away, and it's over with.
Yeah, it's been the same year to me for like the past 2.5 years. I don't even pay attention to the months anymore.
Man, it's real life. What's that movie with Jim Carrey? Truman Day. You ever seen that? The Truman Show?
It's been a while since I've seen it. I miss Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's the vibe. I feel like every day's the same. Like, we're just going through the motions. Nothing really is coming for. Like, we feel like we in a bubble.
I will say that's one thing I'm grateful for because most of my days are the same, but my days aren't bad because I draw all day. So that's why I said there's really nothing wrong with it.
See, you're an artist for a living, so
yeah,
you get to do what you love all day, every day, and that's what we got to discuss. I knew you. I've seen your art on the internet, pictures, tattoos. How did that start? When did that?
Lets me know I'm doing my job. I'm gonna be honest. Tattooing is something I started because it looked cool to me, and it looked like an easy way to make money, which it is. But you can quickly tell if you're good at it or not. And for a long time, I wasn't, just because I wasn't understanding the mechanics, and that's how I met Keto, because I just randomly reached out to him, and I was like, I got questions. He was like, I got some answers if you're serious. And that's pretty much how it started.
Yeah, you got to go through an apprenticeship, pretty much.
Since we on camera, I'm going to say yeah.
No, so tattooing was something that was just on some hustler shit. But like,
yeah.
Have you always been like into art, like drawing?
Yeah, I've been drawing since out the womb. Luckily, I had a creative grandmother who is like the sweetest white lady on earth. She's one of like 7 white women I'll go to war for. Betty
Only
White
7
is also included.
Betty White? Oh, Betty White?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Betty White. She's solid. She's a solid white woman. She's solid.
And Rebecca, if y'all were ever going to interview another woman who is especially white, she has things to say. She's from here. One of the greatest designers in the world.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Rebecca, tap in. We can have a conversation.
Yeah, I'll take her later.
Yes.
But no, it was something that I've always done, and it's always been around. But my grandma, when I used to, like every kid is gonna test their limits with drawing on the wall, instead of like totally whooping my ass like my mama wanted to, she would intervene, and we just like turn it into a project on how to like paint the wall some other kind of way.
Yeah.
So I technically have been drawing on walls since I was a child. It's just intentional now.
No, so you've been drawing since forever. Was it always like, I'm gonna be an artist? Like, it was never like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, I'm gonna be a dentist?
My childhood dream was to always be a brain neurosurgeon. So like all through elementary and high school, I took hella advanced science classes because I thought I was gonna be a doctor. And then I grew up and realized that everything in the world is something that it's not, and I didn't have the heart to actually work in the medical industry because it does not revolve around saving people, and I thought that was the point. But art was always a hobby, and I like just started respecting it as a career maybe like in the last couple of years, because like everything else was stripped away to where I had nothing but art, so I had to learn to respect it.
So the pandemic.
It was my pandemic started a little bit before the pandemic, so it's like by the time the pandemic started, I was already kind of numb to a lot of stuff because I was going through my own shit. So
you had a pre-pandemic.
Like when your world's crashing down, you don't care about what's going on in the rest of it.
Facts. Somebody's going through something.
Right, but since I went into it early, I've come out of it early, and so like thousands of people are at where I was at like a year or two ago, and it's weird to be on the outside. Like, I can't tell people it's gonna be okay because it don't feel like that to them right now. I just have to let them go through the motions like I did.
Yeah. See, and that's why I ask everybody how they're doing, like how you really doing, because we in a pandemic. We discussed earlier.
Right.
We still in the middle of a pandemic. That's why I say
it depends on your perspective. When I say I'm alive, like I'm literally affirming, like I'm still here.
Yes.
That's an accomplishment right now.
Man.
But when I say that's all I got the energy for is to keep myself alive, that doesn't mean I just woke up. That means to like do everything I can to make myself feel like I'm alive, like taking care of myself.
Yes.
And like you said earlier, it is a job, and no one tells you that.
They didn't tell me that. Miss Shook just told me, hey, Rashad, you're super smart. Just stay out of trouble. You can go far in life. She did not tell my black ass I had to work every day, go hard every day to get the stuff that, just little stuff. You got to go hard for even the littlest things. So it's like, they didn't tell us that at all. Fuck Miss Shook. So, I love her, but fuck her. She didn't give me all the information I needed for life. She just taught me math.
It's okay to be triggered.
Nah, man. I'm real life over here thinking like this pandemic shit is tragic. We really still stuck, like we stuck in a movie. Like,
it's definitely something different. I'll tell you that. I'll try to stay as tapped out of it as much as possible. That's why I'm grateful for art and why I have respect for it now, because it keeps me busy. Like, that's something I'm working on a lot, is to just like post and go, because I understand social media is a tool and I'm trying to use it as just that.
Just a tool.
And just keep my phone out of my hands, because as long as my phone is in my hands, I'm not painting, because I can only do one or the other.
And you said it earlier. You was like, the internet, the social media, you felt like we weren't supposed to be so tapped in.
Yeah, I don't think we were ever supposed to have access to this much information about people's personal lives.
Facts. And I feel like we're getting information that should have been public information through the internet, but then we also getting stuff like you said, like, I don't need to know what old dude ate for breakfast. I don't really care. I really don't need to get bulletin board. Oh, and then they ain't gonna give old girl no time with the old Epstein shit. They're not giving her no time. They probably gonna kill her before that shit is over with.
Honestly, a lot of that stuff I see is crazy, and like I said, I have to categorize it like, do this have anything directly to do with me? If not, we'll get to it later. When I like am in a better place in life mentally right now, when I say I only got energy for me and my shit, that is it.
Your shit. No, what is your shit consist of?
Taking care of myself. And I feel like that's what everybody should do, because if everybody was taking care of themselves, they wouldn't worry about who else is going to do it.
Timestamp that. That's a message for you motherfuckers. Mind your own business. Man. Mind the business that pays you. That's what they told me. An old white man told me that.
That's without context, of course, because I say that from a privileged place. I'm extremely healthy, and I can take care of myself. Not everybody can't. I feel like those are the people should be worried about. So I will say that. It does take community in all types of different aspects, but like from day to day, that's why I said social media has gotten to a place I don't think it was ever supposed to get to. I think it was made with good intentions, but I have to take accountability. That's why I said I'm learning to stay off of my phone, because I don't have to get on there every day. And I think that's what the internet is full of, a whole bunch of overstimulated people that realize that they can tap out anytime they want to. They don't have to be there. It just takes a minute to decide, do you really... It's a habit. Like, you get on Twitter and Instagram all within 30 seconds, see that there's nothing, you ain't got no notifications, start doing something you need to do, and just out of reflex, you'll end up back on one of those again within like the next few minutes, and you don't even know why.
I feel seen right now. That be happening to me at work.
Right, and it's just a habit that got worse over the pandemic because we had nothing else to do. That was the only way we could talk to each other.
But you got one of the... When people say they are artists, you know, like rappers, they're like, yeah, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist. You know, you really are artists. Like, you make things, you make like, you if you feeling some way, you can throw some paint. And they're like, she was angry. You see how that paint hit that canvas? That's how angry she was. You can really see that. Like, I remember, like, growing up, they used to make us go to Philbrook. And the lady was telling us, you can tell how she looked by the stroke of the pen. I'm like,
yeah, you know, as an artist, you grow up thinking that's like a bunch of bullshit until somebody else points something out, and then you like, dang, you kind of right. Because we don't really process things. We just like to put it on the canvas somewhere. But it's like when someone points out a different perspective you never even thought of. That's why it's important to create regardless of what it looks like, because at some point it'll help somebody. It just wasn't verbally meant to come out for you, I guess. I don't know.
You weren't meant to see what the person that you made it for was meant to see it.
Right. And a lot of times I don't even know that. And most times you won't know that it did something for somebody, because not everybody gets the chance to be confirmed by the person it was meant for, but you got to do it anyway. That's where faith comes in.
Yeah. And see, you did what art, which was more of like a situation, like not like music where everybody consume it. You can give one person a piece of art. So that one person is going to hold on to it way different than like somebody can hold on to a song, in a sense, which makes like the art you make way more timeless.
You know, it's super crazy that you say that, because there's a lot of people, myself included, who feel that way about music. That's why I think it's an artistic thing. Like when you hear a song that you really, really vibe with for whatever reason, that's why I say I would make a beat before I freestyle, is because there's just certain frequencies that stick with your body chemistry for whatever reason. You got to listen to that song 25 times. Like, you want the song inside your fucking veins if you could. Like, that's how I feel about music. Like, you can feel it. Art is kind of more of like the reason, like, I do stuff for other people, but music is what like makes it worthwhile. That might be weird to say, but that's why I tell everybody all the time that everything is connected. My motivation for drawing all day is not creating like nice things. It's just something I'm good at. That's why I constantly tell people you have to work to get to where you want to, because everybody has wrapped up their passions and the things that they're good at is like it's some blissful experience, when it's not. You gotta work to be fucking good at it. There's a lot of business that goes behind being good at something if you want to profit. But music is like the reason that I do it, because I get to listen to music all day because I'm an artist. So it's the only reason I do it.
Damn. So it's not that you're good at it, it's the fact that you're good at it. And
yeah, I'm in an environment. I was blessed with a job that I can get away with consuming music literally from the time that I wake up to the time that I go to bed. And that's my motivation to keep being an artist.
Now, what kind of music, like, you feel like when you curating the perfect playlist, what's some essentials for you as an artist? Like, when you want to get into that bag of, like, you want to 10 toes deep into it, what's the...
Honestly, no one thing in the world is something that I take in individually. So it's like, just like I do a whole bunch of art, I listen to a whole bunch of music, and it really just depends on what mood I'm in right at that moment. And it could change at any given time. And I listen to everything that you could possibly listen to. See,
I didn't know she was mixed, so now I'm thinking like you probably got a playlist.
Exactly.
With
and my daddy is from New York, and my mama was born in Kansas, but she spent all her young years in California, like in LA. I was born in LA, so you can imagine the spectrums that I was on top of them both being mixed and white. But my mama is the hood one, and my daddy was in a rock band, so it's like I heard everything growing up.
What's your favorite rock band? Don't say your daddy's band either.
No, if I had to say it without thinking about it off the top of my head, it would be Linkin Park.
I don't know not one Linkin Park song, but I know
the
group.
It's so wild because that's embarrassing.
On my behalf?
Yeah.
What?
It's just one of those great...
They can't name me not one song by Master P.
They probably can. I promise you, because Linkin Park is responsible for one of the greatest musical collabs ever known to history.
They made that song with Jay-Z.
Exactly. So you do know Linkin Park.
Yeah, okay.
So now you understand how much you knew who they were without knowing who they were. Yeah. That's how you know they're good.
Damn. See, she been blowing my mind all day, and then she just gave me this look like, yeah, blowing your mind, ain't you? Yeah.
And Linkin Park understand they had a nigga audience. And they fucked with them. That's most important.
Were they pandering to the black fans?
No, they were authentically themselves. They made hella fucking rock music, just kind of like how Willow Smith is in her rock bag right now. Like, they were genuinely rock artists, and they were good at it.
I'm gonna tap in and see what they. Another group of rock band I was told to listen to is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So
that was gonna be my second choice, but only because they're not somebody I experienced as they were like a live band. I caught them on the end. My mama used to play them a lot, but when I said she grew up when they were doing like a roof show on the beach and it was free and you could just like enjoy the show. She used to do shit like that on Long Beach all the time.
See, now we ain't getting a pandemic.
I'm saying we living in a different time. The music used to be for free.
They was just doing it for the love. Like now it's commercialized. And you was talking, she blew my mind earlier about business. She said there's so many ways to people can get paid. It's a job in every job. Just like she was talking, you can tell them what you said about sports.
Oh, because y'all was in here talking about y'all sports podcast, and I said the only reason I watch sports is for the designs of the uniforms and the colors. Just like to see what the latest designs are and how they correlate to the team or if they're rebranding. Just anything. You can usually tell somebody's communicating through the color design. And a lot of the jerseys and stuff are starting to change for mostly NBA. I've seen a few changes in NFL, but that's why I was saying earlier they're so traditional. They don't like change. And it has nothing to do, like, a color of a jersey isn't actually hindering anything or the design of it. People just like control, particularly the white fans of everything, especially NFL.
Message. I'm watching basketball to see Anthony Edwards dunk on somebody.
And I respect that, but I'm not going to cap like I know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But I appreciate, like, if somebody were to turn sports on, I can entertain myself other ways by looking at the sportsmanship of it.
And see, when you said, like, people changed their jerseys, they rebranded, when you said that, I visually seen it, but I never thought about it like that.
Because people aren't getting the jerseys for the designs or for the colors but there are some people who are, which is why when they do a brand collab, you might see a new Nike comes out at the same time that a new jersey is available in lids. It's because they're correlating the design together. That's the series for the season. Like, almost every shoe you can get is going to match some type of sports jersey. And a hat.
What sports jerseys do you visually see pleasing? Like, which ones do you like?
The new Miami Heat ones with that teal and, like, that baby pink.
Yes.
Those are really nice. Just because they challenge like the traditional sports colors.
What you mean by that?
Because most of them are like primary colors, like black, white, gray, green, a little bit of yellow, but a lot of them aren't bright. Like you can tell, the Brooklyn Nets got their court repainted, and it stands out to me every time I see it, and I hate it for some reason. But it's really eye-catching, and you notice it. It's different from other courts, so you know where people are looking. Like if you couldn't see the logo, you would know what court they're on.
My black ass over here trying to watch Kevin Durant get 50. I ain't even noticing the floor. I'm not, but when you say that, I know the floor at Brooklyn is different because they also perform there.
Right.
So, in like Barclays,
they're one of the only courts I think that have a fully painted floor, and it's not just designs on wood panels.
Yeah, and then it's like they don't have like traditional like wood. They got like some off like kind of like shanty kind of brown like.
Yeah, it's almost like kind of greenish. It's almost like an abstract, like camo type vibe.
Yeah.
But the only thing about it is because their team jerseys are black. There's not enough color, so it's like it looks like the Pixie World out of Fairly Odd Parents or something. That's why design color schemes are important. I'm not talking about the artist and the thing because I don't even know who the fuck did it. I'm just saying from an observer's perspective, it looks like it will be sad energy to sit in. There's absolutely no color in that arena, and it bothers me.
Damn. See, my mind, look, this is the mind of an artist. I ain't an artist. Because she over here got me thinking, like, I'm just glad to see Kevin Durant. Like, I'm over like, yeah, woo. She over like, the floor is making me sad. Like, I'm not thinking like this. She expanded my mind. Now, back to art. Your art, to be specific. Where do you work out of? Like, what studio?
Shit, home.
So you at the crib with it?
Yeah, I'm never too good to work at home. I officially need to stop running from it and go ahead and sign on with the boys at Keto Shop for tattooing, but they moved during the pandemic and it's still under construction, and they can deal with it. I can't. It gotta be set up first.
Ladies, I'm just saying, women gotta be specific.
I'll help in any way I can just to get it set up because I just painted a wall not too long ago. But it's like there's never going to be one set place for anything, and I hate that just because everything's going to have to get moved around again eventually for them to finish like putting stuff in. So I'd rather not inconvenience the place by having all my shit in there
and feel inconvenienced by having to move it at a later date.
Right, I don't want to be in their way.
But do you think you be in their way? I think they would.
I know they don't care. I just don't want to be.
You like being at the crib.
Yeah.
You like waking up and be like, getting active.
Well, it's because I'm not officially. I've really just been chilling. Like, it looks like I do a lot of art, but I don't do nearly as much as I could. So I'm getting ready to take it more seriously because it's just like I was trying to lay low for the pandemic, but it's kind of like you got to get with it or get lost at this point. People don't give a fuck.
To all you rappers.
And that's really why I stay at home, just so I'm in control of whom I'm around.
Rappers, artists alike, the pandemic is still going to go. Don't think, I'm going to wait out the pandemic and then put some music out. No. Put out your art as soon as possible. Because you never know.
I will say, though, the art community has been really, like, strategic about how they gather and do stuff. Like, most of the events I've been to, they're all capacity limited, mask required, just regular, and mostly everybody's vaccinated. That's why I said people can do what they want. It's just it's a game of probability. Like, you can't have a whole ton of people. Like, I'm nervous for all the people who just had college graduations and were gathered by the thousands like it was nothing.
60,000 was at OSU.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about nobody, because it's like if I had someone's graduation to go to, I would risk it too, because like this is stuff people can never get back. I don't blame people. I'm just saying that's how fast shit happens.
Yeah, we gotta be responsible. We gotta be conscious and be responsible and know, like, this, we still in the situation.
Right, so luckily I can control who I'm around, so I take full advantage of that. Like, most people think I've probably gotten Hollywood or exclusive or something. I'm just trying to stay alive and keep other people alive. Like, I got a whole ass family outside of shit that I do that I don't care to parade around.
Facts. Responsibility. You gotta be responsible for yourself. By being responsible for yourself, you're being responsible for others.
I don't like being around people all the damn time. No way. That's why I never tattooed 100%, because it's like being a free therapist. I hate it sometimes. Like, my friends have all learned the hard way, myself included, that I do not have time for everybody's shit.
See, that's what barbers are the same way. While you doing a service, people feel like they gotta get something off. Like, when you go to the nail salon, you usually talk to the lady to do your nails.
No, I love that people feel comfortable enough for it, but I just got to be in the headspace for it. And that's why I say it was also a responsibility, like my scheduling and stuff. People think that, like, you always want a tattoo, and you don't. Like, that's why I started preaching being healthy and, like, stretching and stuff to everybody so that we can preserve our backs. Like, there's no reason why we should be that immobile from our careers at such a young age.
Stretch.
But it's like people don't teach you that. Just like, that's something I learned from sports. Like, from watching them, I started researching all the jobs that are included in it. They have whole ass, like, physical therapists. Like, these $1 million stadiums have full recovery teams and labs and licensed doctors who work for that team and that team only, because there's a whole bunch of aftercare that people don't even know about to be able to do that. And that's needed for, like, people who do tattoos and murals and stuff, or even barbers, because you're using your body just in a different way. And it's like, over time, it's like a car. If you don't put oil in it, it's going to eventually break down, and sometimes it'll be too late. But a lot of it's preventable.
That's why my mom, she was in the chef. She was a chef. She was in the cooking business, and her feet and back hurt because she was always walking. So when you say that, that's the first thing I want in mind. Like, people you don't notice how much you use your body every day, but you got to use your body every day. You got to be, when you're active, you live an active lifestyle. Which
is something else a designer probably noticed, and that's how they slipped their way into the chef industry. That's why they make anti-fatigue mats, like those padded mats that you can get to keep you from, like, basically fainting while you're cooking. Someone had to design those, and chefs love them.
Damn. It's money to be made out there. Look around. It's a problem. You can fix it. You get some money. Now, you brought up the art community and how y'all do sometimes, like, it's some events, but how do you feel about the current, like, state, like, the scene and how it could possibly be better, like, in your eyes?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. People who have money to give to people who are parading it around with these grants and foundations and stuff instead of like constantly pulling like where are people at, like the art community and the music community, anybody who's some type of creative is so heavily tapped in with each other at this point. Somebody knows something, they just need to give people some money. That's really what it is. Like, people need money and resources and opportunities. Like, people have the talent, people have the drive, people have the work ethic. I just feel like this state is just so interested in being in like the fucking 1600s. Like, it's almost like it's a cursed dark energy here because people have done a lot, but people don't understand that people have done this shit out of their own pockets or their own homies or their own families. Like, just how much stuff it takes to really even make the little bit of shit we've had happen here. So it's like, imagine that with like some backing.
Come up off the money. We know you got it. We know this.
Yeah, it's hella eyes on Tulsa. That's why shit keeps randomly getting sprouted up. Like, there's whole ass interstates being built, roads are getting redone, all these bicycle lanes.
Oh no, that's weed money.
It all is coming from bigger investors who are willing to put money into the state for weed, for they want to redo the schools. Like, it's hella shit they want to redo. Gentrification is like one topic, but it's like, do it with everybody's interest in mind. Like, don't come here acting like you're saving people because you're not. Because Oklahoma is one of those states that's pretty fucking black still. That's the one thing good about it being small, is there's enough black people here that if you inconvenience enough of them, it's liable to turn up this whole fucking state. So it's like, you might as well help everybody.
Gentrification. What's that casino out north called? Osage?
Osage.
That motherfucker is not downtown. I seen a commercial that said downtown. That motherfucker is out north. That is gentrification right there in your face. Like, yeah. It's
Gilcrease Hills is hell. Like, past that.
That's the north side. You are now out north. Like, you are right. You are right. It's too many odds, and like, we in such a moment right now. Like, like you said, in the history books, they gonna know like this was the 100-year anniversary. You know, and
it's the centennial, and a lot of the shit this year was for show. Like, it's a lot of people exploited Tulsa. And once again, not blaming anybody, because we should be taking advantage of these opportunities, but it didn't actually help anyone. We all kind of in the same spot that we put ourselves in before people came. So it's just like, don't think a lot of artists in the shit that's going on didn't peep that that's what the fuck y'all got going on. But it's a game of chess, so it's just like they playing, we gonna play too.
And how can, besides getting support, because I feel like the art, like you said, the art and music, that's one. Like, when they first started hip hop, it was graffiti. You know what I mean? So it's like, those communities gonna ever be intertwined. How can they both? No, we gotta get some money, but how else can we make those communities grow?
I feel like continuously helping each other, because I mean, people don't know it, but Tulsa deserves more credit for how heavily intertwined they already are. Like, I don't know not one artist who hasn't done a cover art for not one of the rappers or singers here in Tulsa. Like, people are really good about staying connected with who does what, because creative people are so hard to come by, especially ones that are doing it in a manner that you want to even reach out to them to hire them. But there's a lot of creative people in Tulsa, in Oklahoma, period, and a lot of them already work with each other. So that's why I'm saying, I'm happy for people who've been given opportunities, but it's just like, from a financial standpoint, people higher than us financially, y'all not doing much of nothing, because all the people I know was doing this shit since they've been doing it. So it's like, if y'all really gonna help them, help them. Because there's a lot of people who deserve it.
Yeah. It's a lot of fake love out there. Like, they saying they helping you, but they really not doing as much as they possibly can.
Really, I say, if anything, the greatest way to help somebody is spend some money with them. And people already do that. They just need to keep doing it.
Buy black. Buy from Jaffe. Okay. I just got to wrap it up, Carl. Wrap that shit up then. Shout out to the Migos. Where can I find you?
On Instagram. Full disclosure, I can only be found if I want to be found. I only answer if I feel like answering.
Oh.
And that's all I've learned. Like, that's why I said if I don't got the capacity to talk to people, I'm not. Even people closest to me had to learn this year that I was not fucking around. Like, if I don't got the energy to do something, I'm not. But once again, responsibility, I make sure I'm vocal about that now. I don't expect people to read my minds instead of being passive aggressive about it and like doing something and not really wanting to, because that's just as bad.
She gonna write a book. How y'all can get y'all life right.
I will, but I'm gonna cuss a lot.
This for the kids.
It's still sellable.
This for the grown folks. You gotta be of a certain age. The Instagram, that's where they can find your art.
Instagram, all over Instagram. Twitter, I'll just be on there like it's a fucking diary. So if I say some off the wall shit, just know I meant it.
She said, "Fuck you." She meant it.
That's really true.
And I've been asking the folks. I don't think. I can't be biased. I want the people to know Indy Pot is not sexist. Okay, we love the women, and we for the women. I'm a feminist. Do you play video games?
I used to. That's one of those things that I got rid of, and I'm scared to get again. Cause just like a phone, it's a distraction. It takes away from my art. That's why I listen to music, because I can multitask. Video games, I love video games, and I'll spend all day on them and won't nothing get done.
Well, so you don't play them no more?
No, not really.
So you can't shoot out your gamer tag. We don't keep that on under. She don't even want to talk to y'all.
It's tempting though, but shit, this is just like the shoe culture now. It's hard as hell to get a PS5. What if I did want to start playing games?
You gotta know somebody, and you gotta have a bag.
That's doing too fucking much.
Life with your fam. She gonna make it rough.
No, they've made it rough.